Hi, Caitlin. My name's Abby. Nice to meet
Hi.
you. The weather's really nice today.
Mhm.
Did you do anything fun today since it's so warm out?
No, I had classes all day, so I missed practice. That would have probably been the only fun I would have had.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything today either. I didn't really get to take advantage of the nice weather, but that's all right. Maybe tomorrow it'll be just as nice. So before we get started, I just want to go over the informed consent with you. So, I am a student at the University of St. Francis, and this interview really is just to help me practice my interviewing skills. Um, as a student, I'm not able to offer any form of legal confidentiality. However, anything you say to me in this practice today will be confidential unless I want to talk with my professor about anything. If you bring up anything of serious concern, such as harm to yourself or indications of child abuse or neglect, or any special conditions as required by the state of Indiana, I am responsible to bring up those concerns to a professional. But other than that, the only other person that might know about this interview is my professor, and that is to help me with my interviewing skills. We will be video recording today as well, if you are okay with that. Um, and for the boundaries of competence, because I'm an inexperienced interviewer, I cannot do any form of counseling. Um, Again, this is just practice for me and making sure that I can just practice all the interviewing skills within this interview. So if you are okay with that, we can have you sign and then we can get started.
Today's third, right?
Yes.
Third.
All right. So I know you go to the University of St. Francis. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So what made you want to go to St. Francis?
I actually, up until the beginning of my senior year, I didn't know where I was going to go, but during softball season of my senior year of high school, I had two coaches come up to me, and they were the first college to approach me about sports, and so I thought I wanted to be a nurse at that point. So I thought, okay, this is a nursing school. They're the only softball coaches that have approached me. I think this is the school for me. And then I went on a couple visits, and I really wanted like a smaller school, so it was just a really good fit for me.
Great, that's great. You found a good fit for you. I know some people have a hard time picking out a college, so it's great you were able to find one that seemed like a good fit. So you said that you originally wanted to go here for nursing. So did you switch your major then?
Yes, I started in nursing, and I got into the nursing program, passed all the stuff to get into it, and then I took anatomy, and I did not pass that, and I didn't really think it would be wise for me to take it again. But I really wanted to help people, so that is why I switched my major to social work.
Awesome. So you're a social work major now. And what year are you?
I'm a sophomore, but I just went into the field, so I'm really taking freshman classes.
Okay. How do you like those classes so far?
I wasn't sure how I would like social work just because I don't really like the communication part of it, but the classes that I'm in right now, I really enjoy, and they're getting me to understand what the field is all about, and I'm really enjoying them.
Great. That's great you're enjoying them. Do you feel like you are gaining more knowledge into social work and maybe that's helping you as like credibility to why you chose social work?
We've been going on, last semester we went on some visits and stuff, and I also volunteered at the food bank, and I found that really interesting, and might be one of my passions would be to work like in that area.
That's awesome. So earlier you said that you also came to St. Francis because of softball. Were you looking at schools for softball, or was that just something that kind of was a spur of the moment idea for you?
Yeah, from when I was little, I always thought I would play college softball, but I really didn't. I moved in high school from a couple different schools, so I really got lost on the process of putting myself out there as far as showing myself in softball to college coaches. But it was just kind of out of the blue that they talked to me. I wasn't expecting them to be there. I didn't ask them to come watch, but once they came and approached me, I knew that I really did want to go to college for softball or play softball in college.
Cool. So did they approach you at a tournament, or was it an ID camp?
It was the end of my junior year of softball, and we had made it to semi-state, and because we were getting so much recognition, they wanted to see the pitcher, and that's how they were there.
Oh, so you're a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. Pitcher is like the star of the team, I always think, so that's awesome you're a pitcher. So how has the season been going for you at St. Francis?
Not as well as I hoped. We have a lot of talented girls on the team. This was supposed to be our best year yet, but we lost the first 10 games of our season, which makes it sound like we're not that good, but we really are. It's just a matter of putting it together. So it's been really frustrating, but we've won the last 4 games, so it's starting to look up, but still kind of just frustrating.
Yeah, I can understand how that's frustrating for you. I played soccer my first 2 years of college, and we also did not win many games, so it's definitely hard to know that you're putting in the hard work and then not seeing the results that you want.
Yeah.
So have you had this type of problem before, this type of frustration in any other areas of your life?
I would say in high school I had a couple years because I moved back and forth from different schools and played softball on different teams and also travel in the summertime. So I've been exposed to a lot of different atmospheres. And there's been a couple times where I've been frustrated and it affects my attitude. And in the sport of softball and in most other sports, I would say, when one person's attitude is affected, it tends to affect the whole team. So that's been an area I've been struggling with.
Okay. So in the past, when you were frustrated with your attitude, have you tried anything that has helped you kind of gain more positivity?
I wouldn't say that. Honestly, the way I deal with it is probably more in a negative way. I tend to just, I'm not a very confrontational person, so I'm not a very good leader either, so I tend to not talk to the team about it or talk to who needs to be talked about it. I just tend to go home and talk to my parents, and it just turns into more ranting about it than solving the problem.
That's good you do talk to your parents, though, about it, because at least you're not bottling it up, because I know sometimes when you keep it inside, that can just make things worse. So at least you do talk to your parents about it. Have you tried talking to your coach about it?
Well, that's kind of another problem. He, in high school, I had a really supportive and, I don't know if the word would be support. He had a relationship with me and I could talk to him about stuff like that. Versus now, we don't really have a relationship. He doesn't really talk to me that much, so I don't feel like that's something I can do at the moment.
Okay, yeah, I understand how that can make things even more frustrating for you, that you feel that you don't have a coach that you can talk to and bring these problems up with. Is there any good friends that you have on the team that you can maybe discuss this with?
I have a few. We have a big little system, so I have a couple of upperclassmen that I tend to hang out with and talk about stuff with, so I tend to talk to them about it a little bit.
That's great. I would suggest maybe kind of gathering in even more team members, maybe having a meeting. Even without your coach, you can have a meeting and just kind of discuss the problem and maybe the root of the problem, and then maybe you guys can figure something out together. Does that sound like something you could possibly try?
Yeah. The seniors, the upperclassmen on the team, they have the attitude I think should start with them. the positive attitude, and right now it's negative. So I think maybe talking to them and including them in the conversation could possibly help.
I definitely agree. The seniors, especially in a team aspect, the seniors are the ones that you're supposed to look up to. So if they have a negative attitude, then it will trickle down, definitely. So if that is something you can bring up to the seniors, be like, hey, maybe we can start thinking a little more positively, then definitely they might influence the rest of the team. That could be great for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
So I also maybe would suggest something that helps me is maybe watching motivational videos. Have you ever done that in the past?
I have not.
No? So sometimes that watching motivational videos can give you a whole new observation or perspective on how to look at certain situations. So I know you said that you're struggling with having a positive attitude. So maybe just go on YouTube and type in motivational videos for having a positive attitude. You wouldn't believe how many things are out there that can pop up. So that's maybe something else you could try.
I would be open to that.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, since you are a sophomore on the team, do you feel that you could maybe have a higher leadership role on the team because you are a sophomore?
I feel like I could, but I feel like that's not something. I feel like a sophomore could, but me particularly probably not, because of just how timid I am on the field and around other people. So.
Okay. So you think that maybe leadership isn't the best trait for you on the softball team. Mm-hmm. Are there any other qualities that maybe you could contribute to the team that you think that you have?
I don't talk that much when I'm around the people there, but when I do, they do tend to listen. So I could just build off of that, I think, and maybe gain my confidence through suggesting things and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I know that a lot of times people think that leadership has to be loud, but definitely not. You can have a quiet leadership on a team, so that's definitely something that you could do, and making just subtle comments or just mentioning something to one player at a time, that can definitely be leadership. So you definitely might have some leadership qualities in you. You just might not know. Have you ever thought about maybe journaling your negative feelings?
I did something like that in high school, but I have not done anything like that since high school. So, I've thought about it before, but I haven't put much thought to it since then.
How did it work out for you when you did do that in high school?
I would say it helped. Just like how I said, I talked to my parents, like it helped get it out instead of just dwelling on it and stuff like that.
That's good. Maybe that's something else you can try then, is journaling your negative feelings down whenever you think of them, or say it's during a practice and you can't journal it down right then. Maybe after practice you can go home and just kind of sit and be like, okay, what was my attitude today? And then maybe just journal that down. And then I would suggest maybe taking that negative feeling that you had and contrasting it with something positive that you could think of. So, for example, say your thought was, oh my gosh, we're never gonna win. You could just say, then you could contrast that with something positive, being like, we have room for improvement, that way in the future we can start winning games. So just taking that negative thought and turning it into a positive thought, I think that Matt might be able to help you. Does that sound like something you could do? Awesome. So maybe the next time we meet, you can try the journaling idea. You can try the motivational video idea, and then keep talking to your parents about it. I think that's always great to do. And then I would suggest trying to talk to your teammates more about it too, and then maybe sitting down with them to come up with a plan to maybe fix the problem. And I know earlier we talked about how you are a social work major and you are enjoying your classes, which is great. So I wish you luck with your social work classes. And I think that for our next interview, we can just talk about the progression of the ideas you tried, and then we can go from there.
Okay, we can definitely do that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sounds great. So I'll see you next time.